Our next inductee is a rarity among Hall of Famers. There are over 250 that are now into the WVU Sports Hall of Fame. It is almost never seen that an assistant coach who did not play at West Virginia get into the Hall of Fame. But our next inductee has overcome that hurdle for so many different reasons. Please direct your attention to the video board as we welcome Bill Kirelawich to the WVU Sports Hall of Fame.
Bill Kirlavage, the winningest assistant football coach in WVU history, spent 32 years at West Virginia from 1979 to 2011. During his time here, Kurlavage was part of 23 bowl appearances, including some of WVU's top bowl wins and national championship appearances, culminating with WVU's win over Clemson in the 2012 Orange Bowl. Kurlavage joined Frank Cignetti's staff in 1979 before joining Don Nehlen's staff in 1980 as a defensive line coach. Kurlavage was then the defensive line coach on Rich Rodriguez's staff from 2003 to 2007, Bill Stewart's staff from 2008 to 2010, and Dana Holgerson's staff in 2011. In 2010, Kurlavage was named the FootballScoop.com's National Defensive Line Coach of the Year, with Bruce Irvin finishing second in the country in sacks. His lines helped the Mountaineer defense lead the Big East in rushing defense and scoring defense 4 times. Kurlavage coached 8 first-team All-Big East selections, including at least 1 each of the last 4 years, and 8 second-team honorees. A native of Frackville, Pennsylvania, Kurlavage was a standout defensive lineman at Salem and was inducted into the Salem Hall of Fame in 2006. Please join us in a round of applause for 2025 honoree Bill Kirelawich.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Bill Kirelawich.
I too would like to take a moment to thank Director Baker, the Hall of Fame Committee for my selection, and congratulate the other nominees. It's an honor I never expected, and one that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. It was a blessing to coach at West Virginia University for as long as I did, but also to live, raise a family, and form lasting friendships in Morgantown, the city I call home. The road to get here would have been impossible if it were not for the guidance I received along the way. I've had the direct benefit of having been surrounded by some outstanding people throughout my time at West Virginia. It was probably God's way of telling me to shut up and listen. So I have special thanks to Frank Cignetti, who virtually hired me off his deathbed, beat cancer, and had a great career at IUP. To Don Nehlen, who took a chance on an inexperienced high school coach. He was a tremendous motivator, who's in every Hall of Fame known to man, and deservedly so. To Rich Rodriguez, one of the true innovators of our game, who allowed me to be a part of West Virginia's golden era. To Bill Stewart, true Mountaineer who loved and respected the state and university and what they stood for. Ted and Mona Pastalon, tremendous people who've watched over me and other Salem guys for over 50 years. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention a few of the coaches that I worked shoulder to shoulder, side by side with over the years. Jeff Castile, known for the odd stack and his ability to adjust on the fly. His halftime adjustments were legendary. Steve Dunlap, known for his fire zone blitz and one of the best X&O guys in the business. Gary Tranquil, probably the best coach I've ever known. And I'm sure anybody that's worked with him would say the same thing. Believe me, a privilege to work with him. Dave McMichael, terrific offensive line coach, equally terrific recruiter. Donnie Young, probably the best evaluator of talent in college football, and my old head coach at Salem. Rick Trickett, an outstanding offensive line coach in his own right, who opened the door for me at West Virginia back in 1979. In my opinion, these guys were truly men of honor. They were proud, but never arrogant. Humble, but never timid. Confident, but never impulsive. Our friendship was indeed my good fortune. Saving the best for last for the athletes I had the opportunity to coach. And if I get asked so many times, who was the best? And you got to understand, most of you form favorites in 4-year cycles, all right? It might be the years you went to school. They might be the years that you followed the team extra hard, all right? And so you were this guy, you were particular favorites of your own. But you got to remember, I had 8 of those cycles, and I never did graduate from here, year after year after year. So they were all my favorites. I thought every one was the best one I ever coached. All right? That's why I don't like to mention names. All right? For not only the fear of missing one or two, but also for dragging this talk on another 2 hours, which I know you don't want to do. All right? So I'll speak in generalities, despite the fact that there's stories I could tell that although they're not quite X-rated, they're not PG-13 either. So you're not going to hear none today. Mental and physical toughness are the foundational qualities that each player knew were non-negotiable. They also understood that particular sacrifices had to be made in order to achieve the standard that was necessary for them to earn playing time. These sacrifices were the investment each player made in the team. No matter how tough things got, that investment would always pay off. All right? Little did they know that the willingness to make a sacrifice would carry them on, would carry it with them through life. For this reason, they had my eternal respect and admiration. In conclusion, I'd like to take a minute to thank my family. The sacrifices made by the coaches and players, in many ways, reflect the sacrifices made by our families. Family that pulls together in the same direction, with no one standing up in the boat, is what I was blessed with. This is but one of many reasons why I'm so proud of them. Taking that pride one step further, if there was anyone whose name deserves to be on that plaque, Maggie. Notice I wrote this myself. Mickey didn't type this one, because I know if I wrote this, Mickey would squeal and she wouldn't come. But she was the one who made the whole operation work. She kept us grounded when things were good. She took the edge off when things weren't so good. Her role in me receiving this award is an honor that cannot be understated. All right, so in closing a second time, let me add, God bless West Virginia, and God bless our Mountaineers. Thank you, buddy. I'll take that. Okay. All right.